Welcome, welcome. Y'all, I need you to look at what road I'm standing on right now. FM 666. And nobody named it that on purpose. The Texas Department of Transportation just assigned it the next number in sequence. But I need you to think about something. The most haunted stretch of road in all of South Texas. The road that runs past a battlefield, an old cemetery, and the exact spot where they hanged an innocent woman. It just happened to land on 666. I'm from Corpus. This is 30 miles from my house, and I had no idea. Her name was Chipita Rodriguez, but everyone around here called her Chipita. And what happened to her on this road on Friday, November 13th of 1863 is one of the most disturbing miscarriages of justice in Texas history. Let me take you back. Chipita, she was born in 1799. She built a small lean-to on the river and did what she could to survive. She fed travelers. She gave them a cot on her porch. She was known on the Cotton Road, the old trade route that ran right through this area, as a woman who would take care of you for the night. That is exactly what made her a target. In August of 1863, a horse trader named John Savage, he stopped at Chipita's place for the night. He was carrying $600 in gold. The next morning, he was gone. 2 days later, his body was pulled from the river. It was wrapped in a burlap sack. An axe was wound in his skull. The sheriff arrested Chipita and a man named Juan Silvera. He had also been at the cabin that night. Now, here is the first thing that should have stopped the entire case cold. The $600 in gold, the whole motive was found in the river with the body, untouched. Nobody stole anything. There was no motive. The evidence against Chipita was entirely circumstantial. She was the last person known to see Savage alive. That was it. Because the courthouse jail had no bars, Chipita was placed in leg irons and arm shackles. Her cell was a wooden box and a pile of quilts. She was 63 years old. While she waited, 2 separate lynch mobs tried to get her. Both were turned away. And local children, they came to the jail and they brought her candy and corn shucks to make cigarettes. The trial, it started October 9th of 1863. Chipita maintained her innocence, but she refused to testify. She sat in complete silence while the case was built around her. Some historians believe that she was protecting Juan Silvera, whose sources they do suggest may have been her own son. A son whose father had taken him from her years earlier. A son she may not have seen again until that night. She stayed silent. For him. The jury found her guilty, but recommended mercy. Judge Benjamin N. Neal, whose grave is in Corpus Christi, by the way, ignored them completely and sentenced her to hang. That was on November 13th of 1863, a Friday. Chipita Rodriguez was brought to a mesquite tree on the river. There were no gallows built for her. They used an ox cart because she was old and frail. When that cart was pulled from beneath her feet, her neck, it did not snap. She strangled, slowly. An elderly man watching turned away and said, "It's a black day for San Patricio." Her last words were, "No soy culpable." I am not guilty. She was buried in an unmarked grave at the foot of that mesquite tree. No wake, no last rites, outside the town cemetery, like she never existed. One witness said that as the coffin was lowered into the ground, he heard a thump and then a moan. And he said he did not stop running until he reached home, a mile away. The mesquite tree was struck by lightning short after and died. The gravesite has been lost to flooding. Nobody knows exactly where she is. But the people who live near this road on FM 666 have been reporting the same thing since the 1930s. A woman with a noose around her neck, floating through the mesquite trees, wailing from the river bottoms. They say that she appears when a woman is unjustly accused. In 1985, 120 years later, the Texas Legislature passed a resolution signed by the governor, acknowledging that Chipita Rodriguez did not receive a fair trial. The marker is right here in front of me. The cemetery is up the hill right behind me. The river is down the road beside me, and she never left. That is the curveball. Bizarre, beautiful, and oh so true. I'll see you in the shadows.